What's up, everyone? I'm Timothy Almam Jr. This is Mom Asylum. I just got done watching History of Evil. Now, it starts off and has you thinking that this is going to be a resistance type film where um, an authoritarian government has neo-fascist have taken over and now are looking for the resistance who want to oppose their rule. Now, when we talk about neo-fascists and authoritarian government, we're talking about Democratic Party liberalism, the leftist push for complete control and takeover. Now, so that's what you think you're watching when you start watching this film. Well, as soon as you get into the film, you start realizing that they have completely turned it on its head. Excuse me. That the government are the Republicans who are the authoritarians and the neo-fascists, when they are anything but. All they want is freedom and to be left alone and to live their own life until they die. They don't want people to tell them how they need to live. They don't want people to tell them how to talk. They don't want people to tell them how to think, trying to censor stuff, making lies up, etc., etc., etc. We want a free society where we can think, we can act, we can write, we can whatever you want to do, within reason. We're not talking about murdering people among other horrible things in life. But anyways, so this film is hard to get through because it's just so bogus, it's so bullshit. Even if the Republicans took over all of America and fought back against an authoritarian government, they wouldn't be going around hunting down blue-haired liberals who are crying because they want safe spaces. Like, yeah, those people might end up hurt along the way because they're in the way and they are annoying, and that casualty might just happen. But they're not going to go hunting down these groups who are hiding, because Republicans don't care. They don't care if you live your life and you want to start your own cult over there. They don't want you to make them believe that BS. Like, or be a part of it. Like, they don't want to be a part of it. They don't want to be, like, just leave them alone. Anyways, so from the start, Paul Wesley and then his wife, she's like the leader of this rebellious group, or one of the leaders. She's also an immigrant, an illegal immigrant, too. And him and his wife have a daughter. Now, I don't understand why his daughter is with them at all, but they team up with this other resistant fighter, and she has she serves no purpose. I think she's just there. But she has no. She really doesn't do anything. Yeah, it's kind of funny. But anyway, so Paul Wesley, the house they're staying at has a dark history of slave ownerment, but also white supremacy. They find in a lock box, they find a hood, a white supremacist hood. So they obviously live in a liberal house that used to be ran by a member of the KKK, but yet what's funny is Paul's character, he is starting to shift and turn into this white supremacist because of the history. It's haunting him. It's they're doing like the Amityville thing where they made Ryan Reynolds go mad and want to start hurting his family. That's kind of the take they're doing here. But what's funny is that they are completely reversing the roles. At the very end of the movie, Paul Rudd's wife says, "We are be strong. We are." What did she say? I don't know. It's just something about them being many of them. Like there are many, and I'm like, in retrospect, there's not very many Republicans out there in a whole. If you look at demographic, if you took all the cities and then you just like all the major cities in the world and just put a wall around them, there'd be no more liberals. Like that's who are all brainwashed, and then these cities just make it seem like there's more of them than there. But if you look at overall, there's a ton more Republicans than there will ever be of Democrats, especially neo-fascist Democrats, than liberals, than blue-haired Nazis. Those people are the worst, and those people are very few. Yet somehow they control the entire social economic group. Anyways, point is, and then also, Paul Wesley's wife demasculates him, like completely just has his balls removed and just chucked out a window. And that's actually brought up in the film, which is funny. It's what helps push him into more of a rage white supremacy mode. Ugh. But oh man, this movie is just so bad. But they're turning good old American boys into radical fascists who are ready to kill every immigrant that crosses into the U.S. territory. They're ready to kill, ready to gun down anybody. And Paul Wesley's character puts on a rebel flag hat so he can fit in with the boys in the truck, so he can look like part of the group, because they're all white supremacist fascists now. Like, oh my God, it's so sad. Nobody who wrote this film did any research, and which is given because they're never going to do any research. It seems to be the trend among the imperial leftists and the radical Democrats is they don't care about the facts. They only care about what they want to believe they believe. But this movie is horrible. Now, biased aside, my own personal feelings on this, I love Paul Wesley. I think he's a great actor. He's just not great in this film. I loved him in The Vampire Diaries. I loved him in what was the other thing he did? Love his whiskey. Him and Ian Somerhalder's whiskey. I love it. It's great. I can't remember the other film that Paul Wesley did. But I liked him in that. This one, however, it was a really... And I get it, it's Hollywood. They have to push an agenda, or they get canceled. But the sad thing is I really believe that this is, these people who do these films actually believe in this stuff. Oh. And it's just sad. But, I still watch people who I don't agree with films. And so I'm going to judge this without the bias in it for right now. So overall, the movie is very obvious. There's not really a whole lot going on in it. It's a very pointless film in general. If this was written factually, it could have been a very, very well done film. But the fact that it's just gathered with actual lies and no research, and this is supposed to be almost real life based, really brings the score down. It's like it's a 3 out of 10 because they got the story itself based on actual events or could be actual events are all wrong. Those aren't the facts. It's not the way the world is, and it's not how it's going to be. And so it's getting a 3 out of 10. It's a garbage film. It's trash. Now my bias side wants to burn this film and set it on fire so nobody watches this horrible film of this painting American lovers as Nazis because they love America and want to keep it safe. That's just bullshit and sad. Anyways, I don't recommend that you watch this film. I recommend that you just find something else to watch. You can watch it too and get enraged with the bullshit lies that they're telling and trying to sell in this film. And you can do that. But now it's like, it's just sad. So, I don't recommend. But anyways, that's your review. I'm Timothy Almeida Jr. And until next time.